Jet Heat 3B. Who's going to win 3A?
And there he is. It's a little bit of footage from earlier today, Tommy.
Yeah, Mark Davis. Checkmate.
But as you said, who's going to win 3A? That's what we're about to see, and we can see some of our competitors taxiing out here momentarily and getting ready to go. And that's
some footage still, some Mark Davis footage right there.
Yep.
Race 90.
Race 90.
That was your winner in 3B. We have a red and white jet we're going to be watching very closely in 3A, and that would be the top qualifier, Scott Farnsworth. Who's come out there?
There is Scott Gusekoff, Tumbling Goose. Check out his helmet. See that purple mohawk on the outside of his helmet?
That's fantastic. Very frightening in a way, too.
Now, he got the call sign Tumbling Goose because his last name is Gusekoff, right? And then if you look closely when he's racing, ladies and gentlemen, the top and bottom of his airplane has a kind of a crazy-looking duck goose character, cartoon character with purple and all kinds of stuff, and it all goes together, and that's where the mohawk comes in on his helmet. That's the black jet of race number 1, Bob McCormick, one of 2 jets that he has here. And, the red jet there.
The lightning graphic, that is Scott Farnsworth's jet that we referred to a moment ago. That's the one he's racing in this one. He brought 2 jets out here, racing in the B and the A class. And that's the one that won the A race yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. There's our pace plane. Got the safety observer in the back. It's a yellow aircraft. Phil Fogg piloted that aircraft, and the back seat has been Michael Steiger in all of our previous races, both multi-time winners.
Yeah,
in the class here.
Decorated here, or at this event through the years. So they're getting ready to take to the air, and they will have a
Tommy,
formality to go through, getting lined up and ready to race.
We've got 5 jets on our class here, but it looks like Mark Davis, race 90, is joining this race as the 6th competitor. We'll get a confirmation.
Why we saw him? Yeah,
we'll get a confirmation here in just a minute. But it looks like he is in the 6th position because they taxi out in reverse order. So he would be 6, and that's Scott Gusekoff in the yellow and black Tumbling Goose right behind him. So we will have Mark Davis and a 6th entry here in this A main here this afternoon, the 3A pairing here for the Jets. Now, one of the cool things about the Jets is we have another in-cockpit camera, and this is aboard Jerry Jive Kirby, race 11. Airplane that he calls Ivan. It's black with a little silver on it. You'll get to see that here later, but we'll try to get you these in-cockpit shots as he comes around and makes his way through the course this afternoon. So you see all of our aircraft taxiing out there in reverse order with our pace plane bringing up the rear at the moment as they go down the taxiway. The pace plane will depart first, and then they will each pull out. So in essence, they're going to depart in qualifying order. And our last departure will be Mark Davis, who we just heard from pre-race, and he raced earlier in the B, but he's been moved up to join the A main here as well. So there's our lineup, Tommy.
Should be a good one, should be a good race, and Mark Davis joining in after racing earlier today in the B race. And when you're hot, you're hot. You might as well strike while the iron is hot, as the old saying goes.
Yeah. He
won that one. Fine fashion, coming up, gaining a couple of places from the start and taking it home. Beating a couple of tough customers out there. Tammy Camilleri, Scott Farnsworth.
And his speed in that race really kind of matches some of these faster speeds in this A race. So it's I understand now why the officials moved him up and said, hey, we're all competitive. Let's get in there and do a 6-plane race. So that's what we're going to see. Now you'll see them pull on the runway, and they'll all kind of turn in at about a 45-degree angle. They are facing basically south on runway 17 here at the Roswell International Air Center. And we will see them depart momentarily. And for those of you that might be just joining us, what you'll see here in a minute, once our pace plane departs and then all of the remaining 6 competitors depart in order behind them, they will depart and will do an air start. They will form up on the pace plane like we just saw in the T6 race, very similar. They will line abreast. You'll hear the pace plane on our radios adjusting the aircraft, and then they will all head downhill, coming down the chute. They will drop into the valley of speed, and they will make their way down. You'll hear the pace plane tell them that they have a race. Pace plane will pull up, provide that safety observer function overhead, and our aircraft will be off and running They will put the throttles basically full throttle. Friction lock them down at about 104, 106%, depending on their particular preference. And then with full throttle, it's basically just fly the jet from there. They can advance, got to stay in their lane, down through the chute and to the guide pylon, or pylon number 1. And then once they pass that guide pylon, they can turn in and cut in front of each other if they're clear. And then we'll be on the race and around, and we'll take a look at our course here in just a little bit.
Look at that. There's our number 1 qualifier, Scott Farnsworth, and one of 2 jets he is racing here this week. He's racing in the B class and the A class. And that is no compromise, the L39 Super Race 38.
And the only L29 we have in this A main is this black jet from Bob McCormick, race number 1. He calls the airplane Athena, all the way from Sacramento, California.
It's a fast one, too. Very tight qualifying times. The top 2 qualifiers in this race here. Just behind Scott Farnsworth, and he's at pairing speed.
And then you can see in the cockpit inset, as well as on the big shot on the screen, this is race 11, Jerry Jive Kirby out of Lake Wales, Florida. Ivan is right there, and you can see the nose coming up here momentarily as he builds airspeed. You'll see that on the left. The nose wheel will come off the ground, and you get to see the airplane go airborne in the right from the wonderful in-cockpit camera view.
Looking forward to that. That will provide us some great looks and some breathtaking looks, as a matter of fact. The red and white plane is David Sterling. It's race 8, L39C. David from San Diego, California, race number 8.
Then here's Scott Gusekoff, the Tumbling Goose, race 84, all the way from Milan, Michigan. The L39 aircraft, and Scott in his purple mohawk on that helmet out front there, ready to go.
And drawing in, you might say, earning his way into this A race by winning the B race, Mark Davis in the Checkmate. That is race number 10. Congrats on 1 win today. If you can win twice in a day, man, what an accomplishment that would be.
Absolutely. Well, we've got all 6 of our competitors plus our pace plane airborne, Tommy. And you can see some of the other competitors in the inset, the cockpit view there, out of Jive's airplane, out of Ivan in race 11. So they will make their way around to get lined up as a big arcing circle. And while they're making their lineup and getting set up to come back into the course, let's take a look at our course. You can see where the jet course, which is our largest course and our fastest course here in Roswell at the National Championship Air Races. You can see where it lies in relation to the Roswell International Air Center. And as we zoom in here momentarily, we'll show you where the pylons and all those pieces are on this course. We have 10 pylons on this course. We're going to fly 10.3 miles for a total of 6 laps and just over 61 miles. So as they come down the chute into the Valley of Speed to the home pylon for the first time, they'll be coming from your left to your right on this graphic. They'll pass that start-finish or home pylon, and the guide pylon is the first pylon to the right of the start-finish pylon. That will be the point that they can then break out of their lane and start racing, and we head around to the left counterclockwise around 10.3 miles and all the way back around into the Valley of Speed, which here in Roswell is aligned with our final course and passing the home pylon. Tommy, a total of 61.8 miles in 6 laps, and it's going to go really fast.
Yeah, the fastest 61 miles you'll see this afternoon, I promise you that.
Now this class, Tommy, we've talked a little bit about it, but some of the rules, if you're new to this and haven't seen it before, we are limited to production aircraft. No swept wings, no afterburners. If the aircraft has an ejection seat, it has to be disabled. A lot of these competitors have taken those seats completely out from the back cockpit to take out of the way. And example like Scott Gusekoff, Tumbling Goose, he actually took his original seat out and replaced it with a lighter aluminum seat, kind of like we heard turning the air conditioner off in the other class.
Right.
You know, all those
Anything
little things
you can do
add up.
to take the drain off,
Yeah, anything. Now they can burn up to 200 gallons of fuel per race. This class started as an exhibition in 2000 with MiGs. They were grounded in 2001, as was our entire National Championship Air Races due to 9/11. But in 2002, this class was officially introduced, and they've been going fast and turning left ever since, Tommy.
Good stuff. And although they're all the Aerovoda manufactured planes from the Warsaw Pact companies, the trainers from years past, there have been other makes. And I believe it was one year by de Havilland Vampire.
Vampire,
One time.
yeah.
A plywood jet, if you can imagine.
We've had Marchetti S211s. We've had, a bunch of different types. Yep. We've had quite a few. But this year, our entire field is in both A and B pairings is made up of Reno-Tahoe, either L29 Delphines or L39 Albatrosses. And here in this class, we've got 5 L39s and 1 L29. These aircraft are fairly widely available in the open market now, coming out of some of the third world countries that flew. With the breakup of the Soviet Union, the market for Reno-Tahoe kind of disappeared with the Warsaw Pact countries going away. But that didn't change the capabilities of this aircraft. They are very capable aircraft. They're very well suited for air racing. They're also well suited for air shows as well. We see a lot of them on the air show circuit around the country as we travel that as well. But here we're doing air racing, we're going fast, and these have been tuned to top speed. And as we get closer to Sunday, all of these races really matter, Tommy. So as we come through these A mains, the speeds and where you finish all matter, because eventually you're going to get put into either the silver or the gold pairing, and those races on Sunday are where the awards are handed out, and that's what we do it all for.
Already saw a move today. Mark Davis moving up to the A class today, so he can possibly, conceivably, make his way closer to the gold with this race right here. He can solidify his spot in the A ranking.
Yep, made his way there. Now this camera is looking, it's obviously way out there because these jets are fast, they're a long ways out. We're looking straight south as they are beginning to line up. So it looks like they might be a little jumbled up, but that really is more about just the angle that we're looking at. They really are pretty much getting lined up absolutely side by side. You'll be able to hear the pace plane on our comms directly from our pace plane, which is number 21, or I'm sorry, number 54 on the side of it. Phil Fogg flying that beautiful yellow airplane with the colorful, multicolored tail. And we'll get to see that aircraft turn the smoke on like we've seen before. Yeah. And we'll listen in and hear him adjust these aircraft. So as they...
Racers starting to push the power up, coming in on our course.
There it is. We got to hear... Great instructions from Phil Fogg and Mike Steiger. To these racers, telling them the power's coming up. We talked earlier about eventually he'll work them all the way up to full throttle.
Start that, Jen.
You'll also hear him make some adjustments. He'll probably use the race number.
Racers, bring it out on the line. Fantastic. Coming through 200 knots. Accelerating.
All right, yeah, he's getting them ginned up a little bit, as you say. They're going to go to full throttle before he drops them onto the course there.
Yeah, and he continues to tell them what his speeds are, just so they can all match.
Zero. Keep moving it up. You're looking good. Yes, that's beautiful.
Don't forget, is once he gives them the race, then they have to stay in their lane until that guide pylon, and they can move forward, try to out-accelerate each other, but then they could make the cut and fall into position. So the best place to be is that pole position. Scott Farnsworth has it with L39 and race 38.
Going through 250, looking good, jet racers.
We're definitely in the chute now, headed downhill.
Forward 90, coming up. 10 more seconds. Hold the line. That's a line. That's good, gents. Looking good, Jets. Looking good. Gold Jet Racers, you have a race.
There it is, Tommy. We have a race. Our pace plane, the yellow one closest to you, is going to pull up and out of the way, and our remaining 6 racers are on the course. They're coming by the home pylon, about to get to the guide pylon where they can turn left. And Scott Farnsworth, race 38, the red jet, now on the far right side of your screen, has the inside track, and he is out front accelerating, and he's got somebody right on his tail.
Absolutely. Probably going to be Bob McCormick and Athena. Black jet, one of 2 black jets out there. 11 is also black, so 2 and 3, race 1 and 11. Jason Scott Farnsworth, 38.
And right behind him, you can see in the lower portion of your screen, you can see those two out front. The black jet just back a little bit, Jerry Jive Kirby. And then we drop back to David Sterling and then Scott Gusekoff behind him. And Mark Davis kind of out to the right out of screenshot. But boy, we've got a race for the lead right here. Bob McCormick on the outside in the black L29. He's got that thing up and running. It looks like he's got a little bit of a run right here.
I think he's done it. Yeah, he floored it. Got around Scott Farnsworth. Short order there in the first lap.
He did. Now, I've noticed Scott Farnsworth has a knack for getting his jet up and running a little bit as the race goes on. But, boy, McCormick is pulling away right here as they come around the south end of our course, Tommy.
Yeah, he may be setting the scene for a beatdown for the rest of this field here, but we'll see.
We'll see. It's early.
Things have happened.
We're still on the first lap of 6, and you see there McCormick coming around the corner. He rolls out. He's in the Valley of Speed. This is the fastest portion of our course, Tommy, as he heads to the home pylon right here, completing the first lap. Bob McCormick, Athena, race 1.
Bob, a veteran jet racing here, national championship air races for many, many years. He's got 2 planes in play here, one in the B class, one in the A class. And he is stepping out. I got to say, he is making a statement.
That he is. Get a little bit of a live in-cockpit shot from Jive Kirby back in the 3rd position in race 11. But there's our leader down low, turning tight on the course coming around the south end. You gotta love that sound, Tommy. That is
awesome.
2 football fields per second of the New Mexico desert disappearing under the nose of Bob McCormick's Athena. Beautiful L29, just showing them how to pick it up and put it down quickly here in the A-Main, the A-Racing here on the last A pairing here of the day for us here on a Friday.
I'm getting ready to put the finishing touches on the second of 6 laps at this point right here, and looking for all the world like he is unstoppable.
He's definitely got it tuned up. Now, through the week, you know, they're all making adjustments and they're all adapting their strategies to the course, and they're getting very familiar and comfortable on this course now. And you can see McCormick is just very much at home right here in the L29 that is just kind of running away from the rest of the field. Beautiful look there on the bottom half of our screen. You see the rest of our field kind of strung out. Back behind there, and the last competitor that just went by on your screen was Mark Davis in our 6th position. But he is well over a full half a lap behind now.
Boy.
Bob McCormick, our leader in race 1.
Bob in the L29, and that's the older version, is that right?
That is.
The
L39, which the rest of the field is flying, was the aircraft that was designed to replace this aircraft in its military trainer role.
The old girl's got some life in her yet, I would say.
Yes, she does. McCormick's got this one up and running. Now, he has 2 aircraft here at the races. He raced the other one in the B pairing earlier, but this is his Athena, and Athena is got everything greased up and going fast right now.
Look out at Jerry Kirby's window there.
Yeah, look at that. As Jerry Kirby is beginning to catch Scott Farnsworth now.
Yeah.
And look at the shadow on the ground. You can see how fast we're going. Look at, he's coming around the outside.
Farnsworth.
Right, we're going to get to see that on the bottom here.
Awesome.
Look at this as they come to the home pylon. We've got a side-by-side pass going right here. Jerry Kirby. Oh, man, look at that. That is shoulder to shoulder.
It's done.
Almost 500 miles an hour racing, 50 feet off the deck in the deserts of New Mexico. It doesn't get any better, Tommy.
Good stuff. I'm sure Bob McCormick's saying that right now. It does not get any better than this position I'm in, having run away from the rest of the field. But look at that tight one there.
Well, look at that. Farnsworth not going away.
No,
he's right. He's kind of snuck back in front of Jerry Jive Kirby. And there you can see from the cockpit view.
Now.
Yeah, he's back in front.
Looked like he'd been passed. But,
well, I think
back and forth, I guess.
I think Jury had him there for a little bit. I don't know if Farnsworth found another gear or what exactly he did there, but he's made his way back into 2nd position. And now he's kind of decided enough of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull away. So maybe he turned the air conditioner off. I'm not sure.
Could be. That's the new secret.
But look at those shadows going across the ground, Tom. You get a real good sense for the speed and how close this racing is here at Roswell with these beautiful A jet class. Wow, shoulder to shoulder, 50 foot. Here we go again. Jerry's got something on the south end of the course. Did you notice that?
Yeah, same place every time. That's
something about the way he's flying that course. His jet is a little bit faster than Farnsworth, and Farnsworth seems to be able to figure it out again. So I don't know if it's what they're flying, the line they're flying, or if Farnsworth got something going on in the jet where he's able to go fast for a little bit, but then just can't hold it.
Yeah, could be.
But boy,
yesterday in this race, it was Farnsworth doing what Bob McCormick's doing to the field today.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Things can change. What a difference a day makes.
The day makes a difference, and that's why we race multiple days and we work our way all the way through these brackets.
White flag.
And but coming to the white flag right here, there's our leader in the L29. That's Bob McCormick, race 1, as he passes the home pylon right there. One more time around for him, Tommy. And he's leading the field home, but he continues to just pull away. That airplane on rails with the engine up and running, and he certainly polished all the rough spots off of that airplane today.
Oh my gosh, he did today, for sure.
And look here, the race for second place continues to be a battle. Jerry Jive Kirby got around him, but now look at this, Farnsworth again, one more time able to bring the race. These two are throwing haymakers at each other, Tommy.
Now it's Farnsworth on the outside and Jerry Kirby down below.
Yeah, Jerry got around him. He got the inside track, which is where you want to be in closed course pylon racing. As the two of them come by the home pylon here, this will be their last time around. There goes the home pylon out your cockpit view, and that is side by side right there. Well, they are about a half a lap behind our leader, who's now coming through the south end of our race course, just about to wrap up the final portions of this 10.3 mile, our largest and fastest course that our Jets race on here. And he's going to come around here around pylons 8, 9, and 10. And you see those wings roll to the right. He rolls level. He's in the valley of speed right here, ladies and gentlemen, showing you why Athena has got the number 1 on the side. Here he is to the checkered flag, our unofficial winner, Bob McCormick.
Absolutely flawless race and fast all the way through. Bob McCormick, and still our battle for second place is going to go down to the bitter end, it seems.
It is, and now from that camera view, it looks like Farnsworth has found that extra gear again. Let's see if he can keep it turning all the way back. He and Kirby are throwing haymakers at each other as they make their way now around pylon 7, headed for pylon 8 on the very southernmost portion of our fastest track. Watch these two, Jerry Jive Kirby. Got a little bit of an inside track, but Farnsworth has made his way around, apparently at the right time. Let's see if he can hold it.
Yeah.
See if they can hold it. This will be the final pylon here, coming around pylon 10. They're in the valley of speed, and Farnsworth found
Kirby
that speed one
bit.
last time. Just in time. Look at that. Farnsworth able to hold him off for second place, and there's Kirby for third. Wow, what a great race we had there. Those two back and forth and back and forth. Now we're watching the bottom of our screen here. There comes crossing David Sterling, followed by Scott Gusikoff right there. And then here in just a second, we'll see race 90. Mark Davis, who we just heard from before the race, will be rolling up here to finish his final portion of lap number 6 as he works his way around. We get a good airborne shot of Kirby and Ivan Jive up there in race 11.
Having finished his work for the day.
There goes Mark Davis.
Him giving us the pictures today.
So all of our racers have completed their 6 laps now, a little bit spread out. We're excited to see that. Let's look at the replay one more time, Tommy. You see our first 2 positions. Leading the start on the pole, Scott Farnsworth, but it didn't take long for Bob McCormick to chase him down with his L29. And you see here McCormick's beginning to work his way outside as they hit the south end of the course. On the first lap, he'd already made the pass. And there as he comes around pylons 8, 9, and 10, by the time he completed 1 lap, he was well in front. And he never looked back. You're right. He was gone, and he just he turned that rearview mirror off and said, I don't need this. I'm out of here. And he ran it basically from that point on. He was a runaway. Now, the race that really developed inside the race throughout this entire 3A pairing was right here, the battle for second. Farnsworth in red. Look at this great shot out of Jerry Jive Kirby's airplane as he and Farnsworth side by side multiple times. Kirby would get ahead. Farnsworth would find a way to get back. They threw haymakers at each other throughout this entire race. I've lost count how many times they passed
back
each
and
other.
Forth, they changed over several times, maybe a half dozen times.
There you see Kirby in front. There's a shot back of our leader as he's making his way through the 6 laps. Again, just smooth and fast and turning left and staying low. He never looked back. Held the lead from that point that he passed. But here you see Farnsworth has jumped back in front of Kirby. And eventually they get towards the end, and Farnsworth was able to hold him off for second. And Jerry Jive Kirby finishes third. There's our unofficial results, Tommy.
Yep, Bob McCormick, race number 1. Athena there, with emphasis, number 1. And first place, unofficially, Scott Farnsworth started the day in pole position, but finished up in 12th. Race 38, no compromise in second place. Jive Kirby, Jerry Kirby. Race number 11 in Ivan in third. Fourth place was David Sterling, race 8. And Scott Gusikoff, 84 in the Tumbling Goose, was in 5th. And 6th place, Mark Davis, moving up from the B class with Checkmate in 6th place, race 90.
Oh, Tommy, my heart's just pounding.
That was cool.
What excitement.
That was great.
We have had a day.
It's a good day.
You know?
A terrific day. We couldn't ask for much more, but I think we got more on the way for 2 more days.
We do. It's not over yet, so be sure to join us back.